30 Dominican teachers have completed Phase 2 of a training program, Dominica, a leader in renewable energy, and plans underway for the hosting of an information expo at the government headquarters on Friday. Thank you for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I'm Colette Ambo.
And I'm Mervin. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
Thanks for staying with us. In commemoration of the 65th anniversary of the People's Republic of China on October 1st, an anniversary function was held at the Fortian Hotel last evening. Government officials, former presidents, and other special invited guests gathered to celebrate the occasion with the Chinese people. Addressing the function, Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Iscariot said that China is an example of how a developing state can go about improving the lives of its people.
China has endured tremendous challenges over an extended period of time, ranging from all forms of invasions and occupation. But because of the determination of the leadership and the people of China, they were able to overcome those atrocities. And today, China is the second largest economy in the world, and China is also a permanent member of the Security Council. I believe this is testimony to the fortitude of the Chinese people. But very critically too, is the belief of the Chinese people in their own abilities to overcome whatever challenges they're faced with.
Chinese Ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Li Jiaoning, gave a brief history of his nation.
It took more than 100 years of struggle and tremendous sacrifice for China to reach that day, October 1st, 1949, when the establishment of the Chinese central government was announced, and for China to begin to rise from semi-feudal and semi-colonial society to the upstanding, developing, and modernizing country that she is today. Since then, great achievements have been made, especially after 1978, when reforms and opening up to the outside world began. The size of China's economy has grown from about $100 billion 65 years ago to $9.3 trillion in 2013, the world's second largest. This year, it's likely to break through the 10 trillion mark.
This year also marks the 10th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Dominica and China. The Chinese ambassador pledged his nation's continued support to Dominica.
We'll continue to work with our Dominican friends to bring ongoing projects smoothly to their completion, and push forward those that are being finalized. This week, a Chinese team of experts are in Dominica to conduct training programs for local technicians and workers on installation of 2,500 solar-powered street lights. I think they are here with us this evening. Will you please raise your hands so that people can see you? Thank you. Much has been achieved and more needs to be done. The Chinese Embassy will continue to work hard as always to further our relations and bring them to a new level.
Well, Colette, I think it's quite appropriate that we as Dominican people congratulate the People's Republic of China for this milestone. These people have, for example, contributed so much to the Dominican people. I mean, there are so many things we can talk about, including one thing for sure that a lot of Dominicans speak about is the scholarship program, where hundreds of Dominican students have gone abroad to China to study in various disciplines.
And let's not forget the Dominica State College, state-of-the-art college. We have our cafeteria, which was recently opened in January, and our auditorium, which has been used for many functions since the new wing opened.
Including the graduation ceremony. Of course, there are also plans for new things ahead, like the building of the new hospital. And I mean, that's based on some of what we have seen, some of the designs, the state-of-the-art hospital. And it's something that we as Dominicans, we are looking forward to.
And let's not forget that recently, the Chinese people donated some new equipment to the hospital to facilitate eye surgery.
But let's not go fast forward too much. We have the stadium. I mean, let's not forget, there was much talk about it. You know, every time there is something new, we always find there are the opposing voices. But at the end of the day, the Chinese people have indeed assisted the people of Dominica, and we should congratulate them for that.
Indeed, Mervin.
In more news, the members of the Roman Catholic Church in Paybush celebrated the Feast of St. Matthew last weekend. The highlight was a celebration of a service on Sunday at the Paybush Roman Catholic Church. The Mass was attended by His Excellency the President of Dominica, Charles Savra, and Mrs. Savra, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt and Mrs. Skerritt, government officials, members of Parliament, representatives of the diplomatic corps, and scores of residents of Paybush and surrounding communities. His Lordship Gabriel Malzier delivered the homily at the Sunday Mass.
Today's ceremony is that constant invitation to that reality. First, to the confirmation candidates, God is inviting them at this hour. I don't know what hour it is for them, whether it is the 3rd hour, the 9th hour, or the 6th hour, or the 11th hour. Whatever hour it is, God is asking them to come. And He's asking us to come as a nation. Recognize the beauty of God. Recognize the privilege that He is giving us today. He is calling also the catechists, those who have devoted themselves to serving God in teaching the faith.
Government is proving efficient in the economic and financial management of the country. This is according to the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Matthew Walter. Honorable Walter commended the Honorable Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerritt, and his Labour Party administration during the debate of supplementary estimates last Thursday.
I need to commend the Prime Minister and the government of the Dominica Labour Party for what I describe as excellent management of the economy of this country. This supplementary estimates that is presented to this Parliament is manifestation of the prudent management practices that are being exhibited by the Prime Minister and his cabinet. This is why today, Madam Speaker, the public servants are getting their salaries in time.
According to Honorable Walter, proof of this is evident among government's various social programs and projects undertaken by the various ministries, which the Honorable Minister affirmed are faring well. Government has invested heavily in these initiatives, with the Honorable Prime Minister's supplementary estimates presentation recording over $49,000 put towards the fight against the Black Sigatoka, over $480,000 in assistance for disaster victims, and over $490,000 to improve housing. The Honorable Agriculture Minister supported his statements by quoting a paragraph from this year's budget presentation.
By our estimate, Madam Speaker, for the period 2009 to 2013, real GDP growth averaged 0.5%. The preliminary estimated growth for 2013 is 0.8%, while the estimate for 2014 is 1.5%. The estimate for 2013 will be confirmed on completion of the 2014 National Accounts Survey. Our target is for an annual average growth rate of 3%. The main contributors to that growth were agriculture. And I want to underscore, and the main contributors to the growth were agriculture, construction, manufacturing, and tourism.
According to Honorable Walter, the Prime Minister is transparent with the dissemination of information about the country's finances and is not oblivious to the fact that his government is faced with obstacles in obtaining its goals for the growth of the economy. According to the Honorable Prime Minister in his budget address earlier this year, government has done its best despite the challenges, but the challenges persist. However, he ensured that through focus and determination to deliver results, the Labour Party administration is resolved to overcome these challenges.
The lineup for the 18th edition of Dominica's World Creole Music Festival is now complete. Jamaican dancehall artist Movado has completed the lineup for this festival, carried for October 24th to the 26th, 2014. Events assistant at the Dominica Festivals Committee, Marva Williams, broke the news on Tuesday.
You know, when we place artists on the lineup, we put artists, that appeal to different crowds. That's what creates our fan base in terms of patrons. And we are pleased this morning to announce that Movado, our Jamaican dancehall artist, is officially part of the lineup for the World Creole Music Festival. He will perform on Sunday, that's the 26th of October. And we expect that he will, of course, meet the younger crowd in Dominica and create that atmosphere and that static like he has in the Jamaican world. Movado is popularly known. He has performed around the Caribbean. He has performed in the United States.
It is not the first time Movado has performed in Dominica. He visited the island in 2008. The events assistant went on to give full details of the lineup.
Night 1, featuring Jacquio out of Jamaica, T-Vice from Haiti, the Triple K Global Band, Asa Banton, Dali and Riddler out of Guadeloupe, the Suku Stars, Simone Durad out of Martinique. On night 2, 25th October, we have Kerwin Dubois. Kerwin Dubois, as we know, he beat Marshall Montano in the groovy section of the competition in Trinidad this year, and that was a plus for him. We have Flavor from Nigeria, the Midnight Groovers Band, and kudos to the Midnight Groovers Band. They are our celebrated icons for this year. And just a brief background about the band. They have created more than 35 albums. They have been in the business for more than 40 years and they're popularly known for the Cadas Calypso. So it's a pleasure to recognize them at the World Creole Music Festival in a big way. We also have Frankie Vincent from Guadeloupe. He is one of the popular solo artists in the French West Indies. And of course we have Jim Rama along with Dennis Belfort and Destra, adding that soca element together with Kerwin. On night 3, we will feature Elvis Crespo. He's a Grammy Award winner known for his Latin music. We have Tabu Combo from Haiti. We have the Ecstasy Band from Petit Savan, and like we always say, Ecstasy Band, they are making their debut on the World Creole Music Festival lineup this year, so hats off to them. We have the Fanatic Band. We have the young lady whom Wadix likes to describe as the one with the honeycombed voice, Michael Henderson, and of course our top calypsonians, which will include Dice, Scrunter, Webb, and Daddy Chess, and of course our newly announced artist, Movado.
Patrons are encouraged to take advantage of the season ticket promotion of $200, which ends on September 30th. The World Creole Music Festival is sponsored by the government of Dominica.
30 Dominican teachers have successfully completed Phase 2 of a training in the methodology of teaching Spanish as a second language at both primary and secondary school levels. Acting Chief Education Officer Melina Fontaine, who represented the Honorable Education Minister Peter Saint-Jean, considered this training a timely intervention. According to Fontaine, there is now a greater need for students to broaden their skills and a knowledge of foreign languages in a rapidly changing global environment.
Today, education is not only about teaching students so that they can pass an examination. Education is also about ensuring a teaching-learning environment that prepares students to be well-rounded citizens who are fully appreciative of the culture associated with the language that they are learning, who are adept at speaking and writing the foreign language of their choice, and who are prepared to make the connections, explore their horizons, and be productive citizens, not just of Dominica, but also the rest of the world.
Fontaine is confident that the project has met its objective to better equip teachers in this area, which should ultimately be reflected in students' output. Hilda Estela Lopez Favre, director of the Center for Spanish as a Foreign Language in Argentina, noted that language is a vehicle through which cultures and disciplines travel and link people in the world. She described her experience here in Dominica as one that surpassed expectations.
We are overwhelmed with, expressions of love, expressions of goodwill in all of you, really. These Dominican people have proved to be great. The moment we started our trip at the airport, when we came, we started at the airport, went through the church on Sunday, went through the school, lovely school, all the week, even at the hotel. People of everywhere, Dominican people are so nice. We have to be thankful for this general attention we got. Your teachers, right? Our students, your teachers. Well, we got the best results we could ever expect in 1 week. Having imagined a group of students, we expected good students, but believe me, we got much more than we had expected.
Favre applauded the efforts of Argentina's Ministry of Education for establishing what she calls the beginning of a close friendship between the two countries. The third component of this project will focus on training trainers to better assist other teachers. The educators will travel to Argentina for 1 week of intensive training. Spanish performances by participants closed the curtains on Friday's ceremony. The project was launched in mid-2012.
As part of Public Service Day 2014 celebrations, an information expo is scheduled to take place on Friday, September 26 at the government headquarters from 9 a.m. This will be the second information expo to be held in commemoration of Public Service Day. These expos aim to create opportunities for public officers as well as members of the general public to educate themselves on the services offered by government. During this expo, employees of the Ministry of Agriculture will disseminate information on backyard gardening and composting. Presentations will be conducted on the e-tax filing initiative and exhibitions on climate change, customs clearing procedures, fish preparation and preservation, and the proper presentation for produce for sale will also be on display. The actual observance of Public Service Day will be on December 5, 2014 under the theme An Efficient Service, a Sustainable Future.
Dominica is currently recognized as a leader in its quest to produce renewable energy. This is according to Honorable Dr. Kenneth Daru, Minister for the Environment, Natural Resources and Physical Planning, and Parliamentary Representative for the Petit Savan constituency. Speaking at the House of Parliament on Monday, Honorable Daru gave his full support for the supplementary estimates brought before the House by the Honorable Prime Minister last Thursday. Funds from the supplementary estimate went towards the geothermal project.
Madam Speaker, I just came from the Third International Conference of United Nations on Small Island Developing States in Samoa. Madam Speaker, and the recognition that Dominica received at this meeting because of our geothermal initiative, Madam Speaker, was just remarkable. And I felt very proud and honored to be part of a government, Madam Speaker, that has initiated this geothermal project, Madam Speaker.
The issue of climate change gives rise to the need for countries to move into renewable energy initiatives. Given the vulnerability of Dominica, it does the island well to do all necessary to reduce the susceptibility to the effects of climate change, hence the Labour Party administration's geothermal initiative. Honorable Daru noted that funds in the supplementary estimates went towards preparing the nation to receive a package from the World Bank for climate change mitigation.
The government of Dominica, through the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources, Physical Planning and Fisheries, secured funding under what we call the PPCR, which is a pilot project for climate resilience, and the DVRP, the Disaster Risk Vulnerability Recovery Reduction Project, for implementation of climate change and disaster risk mechanisms for Dominica. These projects, Madam Speaker, include the collection of meteorological data, construction of storm drains, road construction, construction of potable water tanks for the WASCO, and many other infrastructural works and agroforestry projects, some of which a member for Castle Bruce would have alluded to. This project is being executed by the World Bank with an IDA loan component, which constitutes spending by the government of Dominica and a grant component from the Climate Investment Fund, with a project total cost of US $38 million, Madam Speaker, or EC $103 million.
Honorable Daru informed that all is in place for this project to be officially launched in October 2014.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce comes up next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt a fait commitment supporter One China policy. Premier ministre Skerritt dit People's Republic of China ça recogniser comme pays qui a travaillé avancement la vie monde. Honorable Skerritt fait parole cela pendant la célébration 65 anniversaire People's Republic of China, comme pays indépendant qui était en place mardi au soin en hôtel Fort Young. Honorable Skerritt dit malgré China a déjà expérimenté plusieurs challenges, détermination gouvernement mettait à l'opposition pour chalver ces challenges là. Et de Dominique a recognisé One China policy pour 10 l'année et puis ça a continué. Premier ministre Skerritt bien plaisir pour assistance Dominique recevait au China en divers aspects comme scholarship, agriculture, culture et puis éducation. Et l'autre bagaille qui est très important, c'est le Premier ministre Skerritt, c'est l'hôpital neuf qui People's Republic of China, qui est bâti pour Dominique et puis l'argent grant, ça c'est l'argent nous prend pour payer vivre. Finalement, Honorable Skerritt fait parole qui People's Republic of China, qui a continué à démontrer bagaille développement à son état international. Dominique aussi complimenté China à ses 65 anniversaire indépendant à eux. En autre nouvelle, membre parlement pour Guanfond, Honorable Ivor Stevenson, bien plaisir pour le travail qui a pris place à ce chimie Guanfond. C'est l'Honorable Stevenson, chimie là bien important pour les résidents.
Pour tout le monde qui a trafiqué à la chimie Guanfond, ils savent que c'est une chimie qui était bien étroite. Et puis, nous avons changé en l'année 2011, nous tenons autant de l'eau et puis le vénage. Nous avons qui assez chimie à fallu. Ça nous a fait nous avons des chimie et puis ça qui fait chimie plus meilleur pour les gens qui ont trafiqué dans la chimie parce que nous parlons actuellement nous pas regarder chimie actuellement comme chimie là nous avons petite voiture pour trafiquer nous avons mis chimie dans la manière là chimie qui est bien grand et puis voiture qui est bien longue tu la truck qui ça monter enfant et puis l'autre monde qui a fait affaires c'est famine et puis monde qui a transporté bagages pour boutique yo c'est matériel pour construction, il se trafiquer dans le chemin mais so mon cadre chemin ça qui est bien important pour monde qui a servi chemin. Mais moi content pour travail là nous a fait actuellement après nous taper l'argent pour chemin ça là.
En autre nouvelle, plusieurs étudiants à l'école secondaire pays qui ont eu l'opportunité de participer en compétition choral speech créole. À Walsala, sorti au chairman committee indépendant, Raymond Lawrence.
Event là nous qui est secondary schools Creole choral speech competition. C'est une activité pour secondary schools, l'école secondaire à Dominique. Yo qui fait choral speech. Mais c'est à dans Creole. Nous avons choral speech déjà à la National Schools Arts Festival, mais pour la première fois, nous avons choral speech en Creole. Pour l'école secondaire, il y a pour place le 28 octobre à Arawak. Actuellement, nous avons invité l'école secondaire pour participer. Là, nous avons Chenni Arawak, nous avons invité les gens aussi pour venir pour supporter ces enfants-là, ces étudiants-là, ces différentes écoles secondaires.
Et puis finalement, Dominique a tapé à vie pour acheter billets Festival Créole Mondial pour prix raisonnable sinon promotion. Parole ça là, sauvegarde officier DFC Marvel Williams.
Ça c'est un 3 nuits qui ou passe à mancher. C'est pour ça que nous avons présenté un ticket saison festival là pour $200 pour tout le mois de septembre jusqu'au 30. Et nous avons demandé Dominique pour pas quitter chance là ça passer ou ni pour mettre corps en garde et acheter bio pour $200 en mois de septembre.
Williams aussi fait parole que DFC qui organise Midnight Groovers l'année là pour musique cadence.
Midnight Groovers c'est un grand groupe cadence lipso. Yo ni plus qui 40 années en dit dans business là qui a présenté musique qui Dominique aimé. Yo j'ai fait plus qui 35 albums en présentation yo. Et c'est un plaisir pour nous reconnaître comme un monde qui ja chaîne avec qui a continué pour chaîne créole en langage créole en musique créole en mouvement avait présenté ba Dominicain ba Kawaii avec ba Latéa en plus.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
The WASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
You've been following your diet for a whole week. Way to go. Now it's time to start tracking your progress and make sure pesky pounds don't fight their way back on.
It's best to step on the scale in the morning before eating or drinking and prior to plunging into your daily activities. For the most reliable number, be sure to check your weight at a consistent time, whether daily or weekly.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin.
And I'm Colette Ambo. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.